Welcome back, everyone. So today it's the same day. I'm just pumping up these videos. It's the same day as the last video. But all right, so we are going to look at the basic program using if. Now, what is if? These are called control flow statements or tools. Means you control how the flow goes. Flow of what? Flow of the program. And what that essentially means is if something is happening this way, then do this. If it is this way, then do that. And that's the essential thing of it. So you want to control how the program flows, how things happen inside the program. So one of these tools is if statement, simple if. Now, for using this, we need to create our program first. So I'm going to create a folder in your OS. Do it however you do. I'm just creating a folder. This is terminal Python and name it whatever you want. Go into that folder. You don't have to. You can create a file anywhere. Essential. Most important thing is creating a file. You can use a notepad or whatever tool you use to create a file. The extension should be .py. That's the important thing. Now this program is like our first, so I can name it first. .py. The extension make sure that the extension is .py, .python. Now we start writing in this file. This is our first code. So the most important thing or the most commonly used is the print function. It's a function that prints on the screen whatever you tell it to print. So if I say hello, this is the first Python program. That's it. That's your program. What does this do? It prints hello world. If you save this file, I hope the syntax is clear. Just keep the string in between. You're telling just print this on screen. Once you do that, save it. Now you can run Python and the file name. So it will run that program. It will start doing what it was created to do. And it prints hello world. How elegant that is. It won't display anything else, just what you intended to display. So that's your first program. Congratulations. That how easy it was, right? Now we are going back to the if statement. Now I don't want to print hello world. Like if let's create an imaginary condition. I want a user, the one who is using the program or the code, I want the user to enter a number. And based on the number, I want to say if it is greater than 10 or not. Just that. Simple as that. He will give me a number and I want to know if it is, I will tell him if it is greater than 10 or not. I know that's stupid. Of course, he knows if it is greater than 10 or not. But the core concept is to get how it works. So how do you get input? If you guessed it right. There's a function for that. It's called input. From our previous videos, if we are getting some data, we need a variable to store it. So we are going to use this function to store that value somewhere. And our favorite x is going to be that variable. You can, if you want, not use the space. I like to use it. X is equals to input from the user. We don't know what that is. So we'll just leave it as it is because the user is going to input that. We don't know. But we know that it's going to be stored in X. Now we can use our if statement. Now that the crucial thing in all kind of tools or functions or anything in the Python is the syntax. So if this is the syntax, focus on the syntax. Syntax is how things are written, if somebody didn't know. So if x is smaller than 10, then colon means if we write if, then you write the condition. When will this if work? Then colon. If x is smaller than 10, print x. No, we do not print x. We have to print a statement, a string that says it is smaller than 10. Otherwise, print that. So instead of otherwise, we have the statement else. Else print it is greater than 10. Okay. Simple, very simple program. The most important thing is keep the indentation in correct order. So if and else, what is indentation? Indentation is the space between things, between the margin. So this is at one indentation, this is at second indentation, this is at third indentation, this is at fourth indentation, this is at fifth indentation, this is at sixth. So Python considers indentation very seriously. That's why there is no brackets in it. If you are coming from different programming language, there are brackets in it to tell you, oh, where is this if statement starting from? Where is this statement ending? So you use square brackets in the language, but Python uses indentation to know that. So if we want to know that else, if we want to say if is else is the same thing, you're continuing the same thing, it has to be in the same indentation. If I do this, it's going to throw an error. It's inside the if state. Then it would be inside that if statement. But if you want to be, and it cannot be inside the same statement, that is not what you want. It has to be in the same indentation as if. You will understand this a lot better later when our code gets a lot more complicated. But for now, you have to understand indentation matters. You can't put anything everywhere. Okay. See that even the print statements are in the same indentation. But so we have to practice. That's the good code practice. Okay. Now our program is done. We can save it, run that file again, first.py. Now, if you see it's blinking, the cursor is blinking, it means it's waiting for your input. All right, 67. I'm going to enter a random number and enter. And it gives you the result. It is greater than 10. That's our basic control flow statement working. Run it again. Now I want to say 7. And it will tell you it is smaller than 10. But what if we wanted more conditions? Not just 2, and that is our practical thing. Like, what if the user entered 10? What will happen then? If I said 10, it is saying it is greater than 10. But it is not greater than 10, is it? Because why is it saying it is greater than 10? Because if statement is not working, if statement is not true, because it is not smaller than 10. So if else statement is telling if it is not smaller than 10, then it has to be greater than 10. But that's not true. If we enter 10, then it's not true. So we have a middle statement. It's called elif, which essentially means else if, or means one more statement. Want to make sure that this condition is also checked. If x is equals to 10. Now, single equals is assigned in Python, but it's not considered as equals. So whenever you want to use mathematical equals, it's double equals, okay? So else if x is equals to 10, print it is equal to 10. So now we got the answer for all possible solutions. Now our code is perfect. And elif is something you can enter multiple times. So if in this program it doesn't make sense, but sorry, I didn't write it properly. It's just elif, not elif. So if I had some more condition, I could just go elif some condition and go again, depending on our situation. But this we are fine here, right? So let's save the file and hopefully we don't have any error. Run that again. It's asking for an input. Let's try 10 this time. Now you get it is equals to 10. You can try again. 2, it is smaller than 10. Try again. 99, it's greater than 10. So our first program with if statement is working perfectly fine. And just a glimpse of it again. We're taking inputs from the user, asking if that input, the value he gave is smaller than 10, then print this. If it is equal to 10, then print this. And if it is greater than 10, then print this. So this is how our control flow works. We are controlling the flow of where the program goes. Do you understand that? So we took the x value and we're controlling the flow. Should this print? Should this print? Should this print? So we are controlling the flow. It's checking if this is okay, if this is okay, or else print this. That's how it works. That's how we're controlling the flow. There are many other controlling flow tools, which we will look into slowly and completely in depth. And we are going to combine all of these to create bigger and more complicated programs. So for that, stick to the channel, stick to the playlist, and you will master Python soon. See ya.